Hey friends, I'm back with another brush pen review today, and this time it is all about the Pentel Arts Sign Pen Touch with brush tips. Wow, if that's not a mouthful. All right, let's get started. Okay, so these pens come in 12 different colors. You can see them all here. They're pretty inexpensive as far as brush pens go. They're around $15 on Amazon. I have included a link in the video description if you want to check them out. They are similar in tip size and similar in colors to the Tombow Feud No Sukis, the hard tip pens. There are some striking differences, which I'm going to get into, but if you want to learn more about the Tombow Feuds, go back and watch my review video on them. I have also linked that below, so you can check that out. Alright, so the Sign Pen Touch has a small nib, just like the Tombows, but it is very flexible. It's pretty durable, but it's a lot more flexible than the Tombow. And it's good for getting thick downstrokes. The only thing I don't quite like is that it's hard to get a consistent thin upstroke, and I write a little quicker and I'm pretty heavy-handed, so I do have to kind of concentrate a little bit more with these pens to get a thin upstroke and a consistent upstroke than I do with other brush pens. The thing that I love most about these pens is actually the colors. The colors are really vibrant and the ink is really juicy. That is one of the biggest differences between these Pentel Touch pens and the Tombow Feud No Sukis. There's no color fall off. The colors are really vibrant, whereas the Tombows are a little bit more muted and they do have a little bit of color fall off. So I'm actually going to speed up the video a little bit and I'm going to do a swatch test so you can see the colors for yourself, and then I'll compare them to the Tombow Feud No Sukis. Okay, so you can see that the colors are really bright, really vibrant. You could see that the ink was pretty juicy as you were writing, really consistent. You don't have any of that color fall off. The ink vibrancy and saturation stays really consistent throughout the stroke. So let's compare that to the Tombow Fudenosuke's. So you can see, let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. You can see that the Tombows definitely are less saturated. Like look at the pink. There's definitely a difference in the pink, the green, the yellow. The yellow is a little hard to read on video, but definitely in person, the Pentels are more of a sunflower yellow, whereas the Tombow is more like a lemon yellow. So overall, I really do like these pens. These are some of my favorites. I still do reach for my Tombow Fudenosuke's a lot more, just because I am a quick letterer and I have a heavy hand, and sometimes I find that these Pentels are a little bit more difficult to control. You can see in some of my strokes, let's see if I can find an example here. You can see in some of my transitions that maybe they aren't as clean as they could be, maybe as clean as they should be, because I was going a little too fast, whereas that doesn't really happen for me with Tombows. Let's see if we can compare here. So like, that's a much cleaner transition, and I probably wrote it about the same speed, but I think that's just going to be personal preference. So I do recommend these pens. They're good. They are good for beginners. They have a really durable tip. But again, if you write quickly or you write with a lot of pressure, you'll have to concentrate a little bit more to get a thin, consistent upstroke. It's not impossible. You just have to take a little bit more time to do it. Also, the other con I have is that some of the colors do bleed through in my bullet journal. That's not a huge deal breaker for me. I just don't use them in my bullet journal, but if you are buying them for bullet journaling, you might want to take that into consideration and maybe do a swatch test before you just go all out in your journal. So yeah, that's my review on the Pentel Sign touch pens. Next week, I'm going to be reviewing the Faber-Castell brush tip pens, and spoiler, these are hands down my absolute favorite pens. They're a lot more expensive than regular brush pens, but they are my favorite. So make sure you hit the like button on this video and subscribe so that you don't miss the review of the Faber-Castells. And if you like this review, make sure you share it with your friends, and maybe leave me a comment. And if you have a pen that you would like to see me review, definitely leave me a comment and let me know. Okay, so I will see you next time.